ABG's interpretation is especially important in critically ill patients. Arterial blood gases or ABGs are among the more complex assessments performed by a clinical healthcare professionals. Fortunately, there are some easy ways to remember how to decipher these important results. When interpreting ABG's results, it is essential to know what ABG values are considered normal. From this baseline, you can then begin to recognize significant variations in a patient's results which could indicate clinical deterioration. The first value is the pH, which measures how many hydrogen ions are in the sample. This determines if the blood is acidotic or alkalotic. Normal values for pH range from 7.35 to 7.45. The next value is the carbon dioxide level, and this will tell you if the problem is respiratory in origin or as carbon dioxide is regulated by the lungs. The normal range for CO2 is 35 to 45. Finally, bicarbonate ions or HCO3 will tell you if the problem is related to metabolic changes in your patient and refers to the renal system. Normal is considered to be from 22 to 26. The following three-step process helps ensure a complete interpretation of every ABG. Identify if it is acidosis or alkalosis. Identify if it is respiratory or metabolic, and then at last identify if it is compensated or uncompensated. First is the pH. The lower the number, the more acidotic the patient is. For instance, a pH of 3 is severely acidotic and requires emergency intervention. Alkalosis is the opposite. The higher the pH, the more base is in the blood sample, which can disrupt the normal functioning of the body. Once you have determined whether there is too much acid or too much base, you can move on to determine the cause of it. After you have determined whether the sample is acidic or alkaline, you need to work out if it is due to respiratory or metabolic causes. If the cause is respiratory in nature, the carbon dioxide will be out of the normal range, whereas for metabolic problems, the HCO3 will be abnormal. Low CO2 points to respiratory alkalosis and high HCO3 can indicate metabolic alkalosis. For interpretation, we will look change in pH and HCO3. If pH is increasing and HCO3 also increasing, then it will be metabolic alkalosis. And if pH is decreasing and HCO3 also decreasing, then it will be metabolic acidosis. If pH is increasing and HCO3 decreasing, then it will be respiratory alkalosis. If pH is decreasing and HCO3 increasing, then it will be respiratory acidosis. Simply, in respiratory disorders, the pH and HCO3 change in opposite directions. In metabolic disorders, the pH and HCO3 change in the same direction. Compensation can be thought of as the body's attempt at correcting an imbalance. Is one system in the body trying to compensate for an abnormality in another system? We can investigate this by looking at the opposite component of the problem. In an acidosis, we would look at the level of HCO3, whereas in alkalosis, to determine if the body is compensating, we would look at what the CO2 is doing. If the other level is within normal ranges, then the problem is non-compensated or uncompensated. Ultimately, the body is yet to fix the problem or has been unable to fix the problem. However, if the other component has gone outside its normal reference ranges, we can think of it as compensation occurring. The body is trying to fix the problem. To assess how well it has been able to do this, we need to refer back to the pH. If the pH is not within or close to the normal range, then a partial compensation exists. If the pH is back within normal ranges, then a full compensation has occurred. A non-compensated or uncompensated abnormality usually represents an acute change occurring in the body. We use simple formulas for that. Now first, for respiratory acidosis. For uncompensated, every 1 increase in carbon dioxide, there change 0.1 increase in bicarb. And for compensated, every 1 increase in CO2, there 0.35 increase in bicarb. Now if given CO2 is 60 and we know normal PCO2 is 40, so 20 increase in PCO2. Now multiply 20 to 0.1, that will be 2. As we know normal bicarb is 24, so add 24 with 2, it will be 26. Thus, if patient CO2 is around 26, then it will be uncompensated respiratory acidosis. For compensated, multiply 20 to 0.35, that will be 7. As we know, normal bicarb is 24, so add 24 with 7, it will be 31. Thus, if patient PCO2 is around 31, that it will be compensated respiratory acidosis. For respiratory alkalosis, every 1 decrease in CO2, there 0.2 decrease in bicarb, and for compensated, every 1 decrease in CO2, there change 0.5 decrease in bicarb. Now, if given CO2 is 20, and as we know normal PCO2 is 40, so 20 decrease in CO2 occur. Now multiply 20 to 0.2, that will be 4. As we know normal bicarb is 24, so subtract 24 with 4, it will be 20. Now, thus, if patient PCO2 is around 20, then it will be uncompensated respiratory alkalosis. For compensated, multiply 20 to 25, that will be 10. As we know, normal bicarb is 24, so subtract 24 with 10, it will be 14. Thus, if patient CO2 is around 14, that it will be compensated respiratory alkalosis. For metabolic acidosis, we use Winter's formula, that is expected CO2 is equal to 1.5 into HCO3 plus 8. Now compare this calculated CO2 with given CO2. If given CO2 values is within normal range, within the range of plus minus 2 of calculated, then it will be compensated metabolic acidosis. If greater than plus 2, then it will be mixed disturbance respiratory acidosis plus metabolic acidosis. If less than minus 2, then it will be metabolic acidosis plus respiratory alkalosis. If calculated CO2 is 22 and given is 21, so it is within plus minus 2 range, so it will be compensated metabolic acidosis. If calculated PCO2 is 26, so greater than plus 2 difference because given is 21, so it will be mixed disturbance respiratory plus metabolic acidosis. Now come to our last, that is metabolic alkalosis. Calculated PCO2 is equal to 0.7 into rise in bicarb plus 40. Now note, in this formula we use rise in bicarb, not the whole bicarb value. So as we know normal bicarb is 24 and scenario have 28, so rise is only 4, so put 4 in the formula. Now just like that, again compare calculated PCO2 with given PCO2. If CO2 value is within range of plus minus 2 of calculated, then it will be compensated metabolic alkalosis. But now if greater than plus 2, then it will be metabolic alkalosis plus respiratory acidosis. If less than minus 2, then it will be mixed disturbance respiratory alkalosis plus metabolic alkalosis. That was enough for now. Thanks for learning with us.